Hey guys, so last night I went to a double feature of The Good Dinosaur and Creed. I, like last time, had to work very early this morning, so I had no chance to do a review late last night. So, again, like I said in my last review, last double feature review, there might be a chance that I might forget something, and I will put it in the description if I remember right before I post the video. Um, this is being a day late. Sometimes I will forget something, and I'll try not to. I did pretty good the last reviews, so we'll see. This is so let's get right into these. I got a little bit of a short time to do these reviews. So first one I saw was The Good Dinosaur. This is one of the interesting Pixar movies in the fact that I didn't really know much about it going in. I love Pixar. If you haven't seen me talk about them before, I love them. I go see every one of their movies. Anytime they got a new movie, I go see it. I love, Finding Nemo, Up, Wally, Toy Story, all the Toy Story movies. All are like some of my all-time favorite animated movies of all time. Um, and it's I love Pixar. Every year they come up with something pretty unique. Inside Out was amazing earlier this year, and this was the one that just kind of was the outcast of the group. And the fact that I didn't see really I only got trailers for this movie maybe twice, and I haven't really seen any commercials for this movie. I'm worried that this will be maybe one of Pixar's first bombs because of that. I don't know. We'll see. I hope not. Um, from the trailers, it looked like it was gonna be pretty decent. I remember reading somewhere also that this movie went through a lot of production trouble, and the fact that the story was tossed around to 500 different writers. So I was like, all right, I'm kind of interested in seeing how this turns out. Um, and you know what? It was a good movie. I liked it. It was not one of Pixar's best movies. I wouldn't rank them as one of its best. It's also a movie I want to try to see again because of the movie theater experience that I had going into this movie or watching this movie. I'll talk about that in a fucking minute. Um, but it's a movie I think over time I could appreciate more if I see it more than once. Um, I when I could get into what I liked about this movie. The animation's fucking stunning. It's some of the best animation. Pixar is the standard bearer when it comes to animation. There are points in this movie I swear to you that you could have told me that was real footage of forest and trees and stuff like that, and I would have believed you. The attention to detail that Pixar puts in every one of their movies is insane. I can't imagine working there. The amount of hours they had to put into stuff. I remember somebody said even stuff like blades of grass, the details they put in there is insane, and I love it. And it pays off with each movie that they make. Every movie looks stunning, and this movie is no different. It's I also like the creature designs and the dinosaur designs. At first, when I saw the trailer, I was kind of the dinosaurs look all right, but there was a lot of creative little designs, and I liked. It kind of reminded me of the Croods, and if although I did like the Croods better, in that they had a lot of unique creature designs. Although the Croods had a little bit more creative. I love the snake that had arms and stuff. I'm like, what the hell? I like the pterodactyls. They look terrifying as shit. I don't know what was those hyena things too that were chasing the buffalo they were terrifying. Especially like I said, especially the fucking pterodactyls. There are a lot of parts of this movie that I swear that I don't. If you would have told me this wasn't a kids movie, I would I could believe you. There are some pretty dark shit in this movie. Um, like from the dad dying, the kid's dad dying. Spoiler alert! It happens in the first 20 minutes. That I didn't know was going to happen, but being a Disney movie, I should have expected that. Um, it's either the mom or the dad. It's usually the mom, but this time it's the dad. It was kind of a nice change of pace. But the pterodactyls, oh my god, those freaking things. One of my favorite scenes that I just took me goddamn aback was that scene where they're rescuing a critter from from the rubbles of a sandstorm. The main dinosaurs helping the pterodactyls, as the pterodactyls are trying to find injured or whatever to help them out and stuff like that. And so he helps them, and so they get this little critter from the rubble, and then the pterodactyl proceeds to eat him. Like, just swallows him whole, and then they fight over like the remains of this like little critter. I'm like, holy fuck! I'm like, that is a pretty graphic movie. Like, just the little boy's just biting the head off an insect and shit. Like, I'm like, wow. Like, it wasn't like Crude's level of like graphic violence. But it was pretty goddamn close. It is a pretty sweet story. I love the story. Like, the relationship between the main dinosaur, I forget what his name was already, and the little savage little caveman boy. It's kind of cute. I love that the roles were reversed, and I thought it was pretty funny. This is, again, if you don't know, it's like in an alternate universe, as if the dinosaurs or the meteor never hit Earth, and the dinosaurs are still alive to today. They're farmers, and they make crops, and they're they have like a whole farm of chickens. The scenes with the chickens are pretty goddamn funny. Or like the chickens are terrorizing the main character. The main character is like this dinosaur who's the runt of the litter, who doesn't really belong in the rest of his family, and his dad's trying to get him in the beginning to like, kind of fit in more with the family, and then the dad dies. Jesus Christ. that was a pretty heart-wrenching scene. There's a lot of really good scenes in this movie. I also liked Sam Elliott as the T-Rex. Sam Elliott is up there as one of the best voices in the world, man. And he's like, it's honestly, it was a T-Rex that honestly I could see Sam Elliott being like, it's just like it looked like a Sam Elliott T-Rex would, if that makes any sense. I like the design. I also like that the T-Rexes were not the villains in this. That was kind of refreshing. That was like different. Always with these kinds of movies that like the T-Rexes are the villains, and they weren't the villains. That was kind of interesting. They helped the hero along the way. Now, I'm going to get in a rant here. Why I didn't like this movie, I think, as much as I would have, it's not because of the actual fucking movie. The actual movie is pretty good. Pretty solid. It's a pretty good sit. I've seen, like I said, you gotta mind me, there's dogs going nuts downstairs. It's not the best Pixar movie, but it was, a pretty damn good one at it. My problem is that when I went and saw this movie, when I got there, I was the only one in the theater. And when I first put my 3D glasses on, the 3D was all fucked up, so I had to go out and tell them to fix the 3D, and they did. And I came back in, and I'm still the only one in there. And right before the movie started, a family walked in, and they announced their arrival. Exactly. And it, like, to the point one of the kids was like, oh my god, we're the only ones in here, we can do whatever we want. And then for an hour and a half I had to hear these fucking kids these fucking parents talk very loudly in a movie theater while I'm trying to sit there and watch this goddamn movie. They weren't really paying a goddamn attention to what was going on the screen. They had to talk to each other really loudly and not really, like, I'm going to say this right now. Why fucking why do you, as a parent, let your kid, if you pay $14.50, which I had to fucking pay to watch this in 3D, would you, if you're paying $14.50 to let your kid to go watch this damn film, are you gonna let them just sit there and shut the fuck up and watch the goddamn movie? I will not understand that. And on top of that, the dad was just as bad. He was talking very loudly. And there was like a lot of key scenes in this movie that were really, supposed to be touching, emotional and stuff like that, but I was taken completely out of it because I had to hear the fucking commentary from the dad and little girls and everything else. Look, I understand. Little kids talk throughout movies, and that's understandable. I've been in theaters where kids talk in movie theaters. But you know what happens? You know what happens and what should fucking happen? Their parents tell them basically, shut the fuck up. And they don't. And make it, like I said, I'm not blaming the kids at all throughout this whole thing. The freaking parents were just as bad. And I was furious. I was furious by the end of this movie. I was pissed off. For what was a good movie, I walked out of the theater really pissed off. I want to thank you and give a big middle finger to the family that told me, or that sat next to me the whole freaking time and didn't shut the fuck up for an hour and a half. I'm sorry I'm using the F word a million times, but alright. I was so pissed about that. I almost, this is like the 10th, or I don't know how many times in the past couple months I've had to deal with people talking really loudly in a theater, and I'm getting sick of this. Like, to the point, this is pissing me off. Like, I took to Facebook yesterday and talked about it. I've had it. I've really had it. I'm going to continue doing these movie reviews, but if this continues to happen, if this happens during Star Wars, I am going to be fucking furious. I was like literally wanting to get a refund for trying to get a refund for my whole experience in that theater. As far as trailers go, they got the new trailer for Zootopia. Sorry about the rant there. Zootopia, I caught the end of, like, a little bit of this trailer because I had to go tell them the 3D was messed up. But the trailer was funny from what I saw. It's like a universe where animals control the world or whatever. And there's, I don't think, any humans whatsoever. And there was a scene where they are talking to sloths or whatever and telling them the joke. That was pretty damn funny. I actually kind of laughed at that scene. That's a pretty funny trailer. Finding Dory. I can't wait. Finding Nemo is one of my all-time favorite Pixar movies. Actually, it is my favorite Pixar movie. I love Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo is hysterical, and Finding Dory looks just as adorable. I'm glad everybody's back. I think except for the little kid who played Nemo, because he's like older now, and his voice sounds different, so they can't. But they got a different kid. From what I could tell, the kid didn't sound any different. And also, I got a new trailer for Norm of the North. It was a shorter trailer. God, that movie looks terrible. It looks really, really bad. Again, if you don't know what the plot is, polar bears goes to New York, not making this up, with lemmings to try to save the Arctic from a tycoon, business tycoon who wants to build condos on the Arctic. That is the stupidest fucking plot I've ever heard for a kid's movie. I'm going to reiterate that. Yeah. Anyways, go see Good Dinosaur. I do hope you do go see it. Hopefully you don't have a bad experience like I did. I really do. If and again, this is a PSA. If you have kids, shut them the fuck up when watching a damn movie. If you're paying $14.50, you gotta remember other people are too. You're not in your house. You're in a movie theater. You need to shut up. Okay, rant over. Again, like I said, go see Good Dinosaur. I'll be back here in a couple seconds with my other review.